Another day, another frame to feed into the gaping maw of the Helminth. What will it be today? Who shall I sacrifice to the Helminth today? I think I'm gonna sacrifice Chroma. I think Chroma is gonna go into the Helminth today. And this is a perfect opportunity to lead in to, you know, talking about the Helminth costs. Now, first up, this is very important, people, when you subsume a Warframe. Rebecca talked about this in a live stream. People have confirmed that this is, in fact, exactly how it works. And it's good for you to know this. That is the, you know the little flower that you get when you subsume a Helminth into, a Warframe into the Helminth? There's gonna just be a decoration on your,
Operator?
On your little pile of devoured Warframes. Well, the design of that flower, what that flower is gonna look like, is determined not by the default colors of the Warframe. It's in fact going to be determined by what the colors of the Warframe are when you choose to subsume it. So what I set now for the chroma here, just all of these colors, not sure the energy color counts, but let's assume it does. This is what the actual colors of the resulting flower is going to be. So even though this chroma looks like a mutated monster, it's going to be a pretty flower. It's going to be fantastic. Now, we can subsume this boy. We have enough slots for it, but I'm going to need to level it up more to get more slots. But we can pop this guy in. And as we can see, this requires a lot of calcs, a lot of synthetics, and a lot of pheromones. So it takes a lot. And this is quite interesting, because it kind of speaks to sort of like the mentality of the community and some sort of inconsistencies. Because like, I know that when they lowered the mastery rank requirement from 15 to 8, a lot of people actually didn't like this. Most people didn't like this. Most people thought that it should have stayed on 15. Because the argument was that it was fun to have something that was sort of just accessible only to high-level players, as a sort of reward for reaching those high levels, and like that low-level players wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't have access to it. But the counter-argument to that a lot of people threw out was that, like, yeah, sure, while that's true, mastery actually isn't a like super good way of measuring that, because mastery rank isn't really all that indicative of like how much you've played the game. God, look at this. I'm gonna talk about some of these numbers because some of these numbers are just bonkers. But let's face it, like you can max out mastery rank pretty fast if you're super dedicated to doing it. Like, I know there are a lot of people who are saying like, yeah, I've been playing this game for like 4 or 5 years or something, and I'm only at mastery rank 12 or 15 or whatever. But that's just because like you haven't dedicated yourself to that grind. If you really did, and just actually focused on doing nothing but raising up your mastery rank, you can get it up pretty fast. Like, look at me. I am mastery rank 28, so I am 1 rank away from the max attainable right now, and I'm gonna get there too, especially now with the new stuff in Deimos. I have been playing this game seriously for like, I don't know, 2 years? That's about it. And the reason for that is just because like I've put in a dedicated focus on actually like just leveling up every sort of item in the game and just grinding it out and just working toward it, like very focused toward working toward that goal. And like I can tell from experience, like it did not take me all that long to get to master rank 15. So lowering from 15 to 8, like honestly, that's not really indicative of how long you've been playing this game, or even if you are like a end game player or high end player. Like, you can be master rank 15 and like have barely any of the sort of like end game mods that you need, or have them leveled up to the max, stuff like that. Like if you want to look at like what's actually sort of indicative of like people who have like an end game build or put in the hours or stuff, then you sort of look at like the mod setup, and you see like stuff like this is more sort of indicative of the fact that you are sort of like a guy who's put in the grind, put in the hours. But the other way of looking at it is resource stockpiles. That is a way better metric for determining who has actually put in the hundreds or thousands of hours into the game. Far better than master rank. So, as a sort of way of weeding out the system, to make it accessible to high-level players only, and that low-level players won't really be able to do it, then having this thing be a resource sink is actually not the worst way they could have done it. It's quite reasonable. Now, that being said, some of these numbers are way off. Some of these numbers need to be adjusted. In particular, Railjack resources. It is bonkers that it asks me for 3 Argon crystals, which I can get in like 10 minutes, compared to 5,000 asteroid for 1 donation, and that's going to give me 30% of the calcs I need. And this is more asteroid than I have collected in my entire time playing Railjack. It is stupid. This number is stupid. This number should be like 50. Something like that. Maybe like... hell, even if it was like 500, maybe I could understand it. But 5,000 is ludicrous. Brachoids. It wants 1,000 brachoids for 1 donation. And this is a resource that you get like in single digits for every Railjack mission you play. It is absolutely ludicrous compared to 3 chitinous husks. And like, guess what? Right now on Deimos, you fight juggernauts all the time. Like, all the time. You can get so many of these. No. 7,000 circuits. Okay. 1,000 brachoids. It is ludicrous. It is absolutely ludicrous. They have to tweak those numbers. And anything that's related to Railjack resources is absurd right now. You don't... People, if you're sort of new players and don't really know yet what all these number values like mean by heart, and you see like this, well, you probably won't have 1,000 Fresnels if you're a new player, but my point is, gallows rods here, 300 gallows rods? No, that's bonkers. Do not donate Railjack resources to the Helminth. Just don't do that right now. They are absolutely gonna change these numbers. Look at 30 Grokdrol. 30 Grokdrol is, according to this system, worth as much as fucking 300 Kesslers. No. This is gonna be fixed, okay? This is absolutely going to be fixed eventually. They have to tweak these numbers. And probably refund people who have accidentally donated Railjack resources. But until it's fixed, like, pay attention to what you're actually donating. Like, 12,000 cubic diodes is too much, man. I'll just give it 30 Grokdrol. Man, even 300 Hexanon is pushing it. No, have some loose Enteroglobes instead. See that? I gave it some of this. So some of these numbers are just straight up weird. They are absolutely weird. Yeah, I'll give it some control modules. But the point is, though, if you have, like, just put in the grind, like, you're gonna have these resources in spades. People are exaggerating to a ludicrous amount right now when it comes to, like, what you actually need to donate. People are saying that, like, oh, even high-level players only have enough resources to subsume, like, 2 or 3 Warframes, and no, that's not true. That's not true, trust me. I can subsume maybe like 20 or 30 of these with the resources I have, and I've been playing for 2 years. So no. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But what I have to do, though, is I do have to actually, like, sort of spend resources. I have to spend resources because otherwise I can't feed this guy. And feeding this guy is how you level up this guy. So, I had something that I wanted to try before, and I'm still gonna. And that is Mirage. I want to plop in Nullstar into Mirage's kit. So, I think the one I'm gonna chuck might be the Sleight of Hand. I don't know. Should I chuck the Sleight of Hand or should I chuck the Prism? Prism is a fun ability, but if you look at like what I'm actually going to use this build for, it's probably going to be like Profit Taker. And for Profit Taker, I'm not sure that I'm ever going to use the Prism, but I might use the Booby Traps as Sleight of Hand, I don't know. And then again, people are saying now that like, no, you want to do Profit Taker, just bring a goddamn Necromech. And you can make short work of him with that. And that might be true as well. Let's see, Booby Trap. I can blind people when touched in darkness, or do a radial explosion in light. So it's the same as the goddamn bullshit with Eclipse. Whereas like, it does something in light and it does something in dark, but it doesn't actually work the way it's supposed to. And you never know if you're standing in light or dark, because it's just coded in a way that might not be like actually what you're doing. You might think you're standing in light, but you're actually standing in the dark. Stuff like that. You know what, I'm gonna chuck Sleight of Hand. I've never been a huge fan of Sleight of Hand anyway. Sometimes I like to mess around with Prism. And hey, you know what? I have the resources. If I suddenly decide that I made a mistake and it should have been the other one, I can just switch it around. It's fine, people. I can do that. So, I have gotten Nova's Nullstar, which works excellent on Mirage, because Mirage also builds for high duration and negative range. So we're gonna infuse this, and we're gonna remove Sleight of Hand, and we're gonna do that on the configuration A. Yeah, here we go. Shabam. Now that gave some EXP for my Helminth. And it also gives me an opportunity to, once again, feed it. Not gonna feed it Bracoids. Absolutely not. Mutagen samples, I've already done the HEMA research. I could probably donate that, but why would I do that when I can just donate these, you know, Juggernaut parts. Absolutely Juggernaut parts. Erudite 50. Ah, that's a bit much. But then again, 200 Nullstones, that's too much. How about 6,000 Rubido? Yeah, sure. I'll give it some Rubido. And then the big one that people are talking about, Bile. The Bile is probably the one that people are struggling with the most right now, because there's not enough options for what you can donate. Argon Crystals is fine, no one has stockpiles of that, so you just gotta farm it for when you want to donate it, and that's fine. Don't donate your Cryotic unless you're one of the old-time players who used to farm Cryotic all the time and you have stockpiles of like hundreds of thousands of it. Don't donate Copernicus, don't donate Diluted Thermia. So what people are left with is kind of like just Morphix and Thermal Sludge. It's kind of what you can donate. That won't, like, ridiculously break your bank. Granted, Somatic Fibers doesn't really have any in-game use, but you have to run so much Disruption on Lua to get them. Then again, running Disruption on Lua is the best way of getting Axie Relics, so you're gonna do that anyway. Right? So, yeah, sure. Let's chuck in some of those. Okay, my boy is happy. My boy is happy and well fed. And that should level him up to level 4. Level 4. Did I get anything for level 4? I don't know. Next reward. Energized munitions. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. Ah, third. Oh yeah, the perspicacity. The perspicacity is what I got. Perspicacity. And shaboom. Next time it levels up, I'm gonna get 10 more sub-zoom slots. Wonderful. Wonderful. But, like, when it comes to this stuff, like, I'm actually kind of fine with it being a resource sink, because it accomplishes exactly what people wanted. People wanted this to be something that was accessible only to high-level players. They didn't like the lowering of master rank. And if that's what people actually wanted, Alright, now we're gonna get to the heart of the issue. If that's what people actually wanted. For this to be something that was a reward to sort of like high-level players, then you should be pretty happy about the fact that they made it a resource sink rather than just being mastery rank, right? You think. But then there's always the, let's see, corrupted bombards. Where can I get corrupted bombards? Well, some of the void, obviously. Let's try the capture on Uko. Let's hope that one's good. But like, I don't know. If you compare this to other games, like MMOs, or even other looter shooters or whatever, like, time gates is not a controversial issue. They have time gates, like Final Fantasy XIV has like tons of time gates. Let's see. Anything? No. So we're gonna have to skip to another mission. I want corrupted bombards. I guess I can't get them on this mission. Yeah. And this is a time gate, right? This is something that you're gonna have to grind out over time. You are not going to get all of this in a day. You're not gonna get all of this in a week. You're not gonna get all of this in a month. You can subsume 1 Warframe per day. Leveling up your Helminth is gonna take time. Getting the resources to subsume abilities is gonna take time. But the costs aren't that unreasonable, especially if you are like an actual high-level player who has been playing the game for a... There we go, this one's gonna work. For a million billion years, because guess what? You're not using those resources for anything. I have a million alloy plates just sitting in my inventory. Like, what am I gonna use them for? I don't have anything to spend them on. You know what? Let's get energy a bit faster. There we go. So yeah, sure. I'll donate them to the Helminth. I have a use for them now. I have something that like I can actually take advantage of as a high-level player. So I can get like a head start on other people. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll do that. And the thing is, for sort of like lower-level players who don't have these stockpiles, and the reason why they don't have these stockpiles is because they haven't put in the ridiculous amounts of hours into this game that I have. Because if you have put in the stupid amounts of hours that I have into Warframe, then you're gonna have these stockpiles. And people who don't put in the hours the way that I do, and most people don't, okay? I'm not saying that, like... I'm not blaming anyone for this, or passing judgment on you being filthy casuals or anything like that. Understand that, like, I play this game an abnormal amount. You're the normal ones. You're the normal ones. I'm not the normal one. Alright, it's the... I forgot, this is an exterminate mission. I am supposed to kill these guys. But I get so much more Simara standing if I stealth scan them. If I scan them when they know I'm scanning them, I don't get as much standing. That's kind of bull, if you ask me. So I'm gonna try to get as many stealth scans as I can. They know I'm here. Oh well. Should probably put like on a hush mod or something. No, right, it's a gunblade. Well, it's a silent gunblade, okay? They can't hear anything. This is the quietest gunblade in the West. But no, my point was gonna be that, like, for people who don't have these monster stockpiles that I have, they're gonna do what they usually do in situations like this, when new content comes out. They're gonna rely on people like me. The theory crafters, the content creators, the ones who actually sort of like are working to pull in people's views. I have a vested interest, you know, for the channel, for the stuff I'm doing. I have a vested interest in exploring this system for you guys, because you want to know. You want to know what works and what doesn't. You want to know what's good or not. And if I can provide that for you, you're going to watch my videos. It is a symbiotic relationship. Alright? You could almost say that I am parasiting off of you. You could say that. But we're not going to say that. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. No. But like... Nice. Getting them stealth again. But you know, you're probably gonna... You might do a little bit of theory crafting or so, but for the most part, what people are gonna want to do is probably just let someone else do the heavy lifting. And just sort of like check out some guide video. Check out some guide video for like, you know, I've tried out this thing, I've tried out this thing. I sort of got a handle on what works and what doesn't work. And then you can just, you know, take that to heart. Woo! Ow. Follow the advice. Subsume 5 or 6 frames that you're interested in for their abilities, because they synergize with like a frame you already have. Because most people are probably also not like me and they don't have every single Warframe in the game. Maybe they have like 6 or 7 different ones, and they only want to try out a couple of abilities for them. And the system is gonna be fine for that reason, to serve those needs. You don't have to level up the Helminth to maximum level on like week 1 of Heart of Deimos. You don't need to have unlimited subsume slots. You don't need to have unlimited resources, because you're probably only gonna subsume a couple of abilities to use in a couple of frames. That's gonna be the case for like 99% of the player base. And like, I don't know. It's a bit weird to me. Like, you can't have a system that's designed only for like high-end or like end-game players. And also have everything be accessible easily on day 1. Like, that doesn't gel. Those two ideas do not sync with each other. This is an either-or situation.
There it is.
Right?
Synthesis.
Either you have everything right away,
Perform the synthesis I require.
or you have it like hard to get. And hard to get means that like it's for endgame players. If it's easy to get, it's not like tailored for endgame players. And mastery rank is just like not... It's nothing. To be honest, mastery rank is nothing. If you just be a no-lifer for a week, and you can be at mastery rank 15. Well, you can only raise 1 rank per day, so make that 2 weeks. Make that 2 weeks. And you can go from master rank 1 to master rank 14, and like, you can do that. You honestly can. It's not gonna be the worst thing you've ever done in your life, trust me on that. Anywho. I'm here for you people. I'm gonna do the weird theory crafting. I'm gonna be experimenting with 1,000,000 billion different abilities on 1,000,000 billion different Warframes. And if I run out of resources, guess what? I'm gonna put the hours in. I'm gonna put the hours in and I'm gonna grind out more resources. Because I love this game. Like, I'm playing this game all the time anyway. So now it's just like, oh, I have another reason to play. Okay. I have another reason to just explore some content that I haven't done so much lately. Because like, oh shit. Now I actually have a reason to sort of constantly farm for Argon and just keep it up. Because, you know, that's gonna be good. That's a fairly cheap resource, all things considered, in this system. Like 3 Argons? Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't take too long. Alright, let's... Pop. And then roll out of the way. So if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, this is obviously Helminth related. Obviously. Woo. since there are quite a few Warframes that you get from doing quests. And if you get them for doing quests, well, then you can't just get like a duplicate blueprint from the market, like you could for example, a Rhino or whatever. Like, you get the blueprint for Mirage for doing the Mirage quest. And that's it. Like, that's the only Mirage blueprint you're gonna have. So if you want a second Mirage for subsuming into the Helminth, well, you can't do the quest again. But what you can do is you can go to Cephalon Semaris. Cephalon Semaris will sell quest items in his store from quest items that you either already used or that you've sold for some dumb reason. Maybe you were an idiot and just, like, I don't know, sold your Limbo blueprint or whatever, or Chroma for that matter. Well, you can just go to Cephalon Semaris and get it back, or get another one, or a duplicate. Who knows? Maybe you want to have like several Chromas in your inventory. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what you're into. But for that you need Semaris standing, and the way to get Semaris standing is by scanning absolutely everything. Scan everything in the game. Scan it over and over again. And you get a ton of Semaris standing for that. Now, scanning things while you're being stealthed, so that they are unaware that you are scanning them, gives you like 3 times as much standing. So it's way faster. And you can get one of the Semaris widgets that gives you unlimited scans. So you don't have to spend resources on like buying new scans. Because that's gonna rack up pretty quickly now. Because like the levels are at like a blueprint costs 50,000 standing, which is quite a lot. And if it's like a, say for example like Limbo, where it's not just the blueprints but the parts as well, then you need 50,000 for the actual Limbo blueprint, and then 25,000 for each individual part. So that's a total of like 125,000 standing for one Warframe. Obviously this is gonna take a while. But again, you know, the Helminth system is a time sink. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking that it's not a time sink. And it's... I think they were pretty open about that like it was always meant to be a time sink. And a resource sink. God damn it. Guys, stop being radiated. Stop being so alerted and killing each other. It's not cool. I get less standing this way. You are supposed to make this easy for me. But like honestly, if you do it this way, just pick a stealth frame or whatever, just go through a mission, scan every single enemy, like you're gonna max out your daily standing pretty quickly. It's not gonna be hard. Especially since you also like try to do one where you can do your daily at the same time with Semaris. Because the bonus standing that you get for completed the daily can go above your daily limit. So that's, for me this time, is that when I do like 2 of these corrupted bombards, that's an extra 5,000 on top of my daily limit. So do it this way, you get like, I don't know, maybe 2 extra Warframes per week from Semaris that you can feed into the Helminth. And you're gonna need to do that for some of these. I know some of the meta picks that people want to put into everything. Like, I know everyone is interested in, like, Larva on Protea right now. Well, guess what? That's Nidus. So if you want to get a Nidus, well, you only need the actual blueprint from Cephalon Semaris. But then the actual parts, you have to do the infested salvage mission on Eris over and over and over again. It's an awful grind. Grinding for Nidus is not a fun time. It's up there. It's up there with like Korra and Harrow as people's least favorite grinds in the game. But hey, if you want Larva to put in like a million billion different Warframes, that's what you gotta do. And this is one way of, you know, easing your pain. At least when it comes to the actual blueprint. Do this. Just pick a stealth frame. Scan everything, every single thing in the mission. Every enemy you come across, scan them all. And we'll see. Like, I'm almost done with this mission now, so we'll see what I'm gonna get. We'll see how much it's gonna stack up to. Let's just roll our way to the end. Oof. Alright, here we go. That's one mission. It's one mission, it took me 18 minutes, okay. But boom, see that? That's like my daily. Like, I've practically maxed out my daily standing. So I'll just do this mission one more time. Scan the research target, and I'll be at my limit. Easy peasy. That's how you do it, people. That's how you grind out your Simaris blueprints. And in fact, we have enough to we can actually go and get one of them bloops.
Where would the sanctuary be without you?
Wonder which one it's gonna be now. I have been quite efficient at doing this. Don't have all that many left. That's a lie. That's a lie. Ah, oof, oof. Ooh, that was some lag. Now let's see.
How I can help you.
I'm done with Gara. I do still need the Limbo stuff, but it's not high priority. Done with Chroma. Do need Mirage. Oh right, the blueprint for Mirage is a market item. I forgot about that. It's just the actual parts that you get from the quest. Right. Oh well. Not super high priority, but I guess that's next up, right? Got the Octavia, got all of this stuff, Yeah, Titania is not high priority. Inaros is not high priority. Harrow. Ugh. I know I still need another Harrow systems. I don't want to. But I guess I do, because Condemn is actually one of those abilities that I am interested in trying on different Warframes. Okay, fine. I'll do it for content. I'll do anything for you people. Anything. I will tell me what you want me to do for content, for views, and I will do it. I will prostitute myself for you. Within acceptable limits. Within acceptable limits. That's the important takeaway. Anyway, that's what I had to say about this issue. I think as a resource sink, you know, as a way of like doing the Helminth system and being that, like, the way it is actually for high-level players, is super fine. I don't have any issues with that. Some of the numbers need to be tweaked. Specifically, the numbers for Railjack are completely bizarre. That needs to be fixed. Until then, do not spend Railjack resources on the Helminth. And maybe they need a bit more diversity in what you can donate in the Bile category. But other than that, I'm actually fine with this. I think this is fine. There's nothing to be alarmed about. It's fine, people. It's fine. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.